What up, guys? Jacob Ober here. Welcome to the 7th episode of BrewTalk this season. And today we're going to be discussing this past Brewers road trip that the Brewers just culminated, ending in a 7-3 record for them. So the Brewers went on a 10-game road trip in the past couple weeks here. The last time I talked to you guys, they had just won the first 3 of 4 on that road trip. And after that, they went to Arizona to take on the Diamondbacks, and they won 2 out of 3 there. And then they went to Minnesota and won 2 out of 3 in Minnesota against a team that we usually don't end up winning the series against. Because I know the Brewers have had a lot of problems historically with playing the Minnesota Twins, especially on the road. This was a really, really good road trip for the Brewers. Honestly, it was. I mean, everything kind of came together on this trip, and I was really nervous going into this trip too because we had to play a lot of good teams. The Rockies were a playoff team last year. The Diamondbacks were a playoff team last year. Minnesota was a fringe playoff team last year. These were a lot of good ball clubs we faced, and we did really well against them, and I'm really happy to see that. And I mean, to get this 10-game road trip out of the way and come out with a winning record on it, a 7-3 record for that matter, that's really impressive, and it shows a lot about this ball club. And I mean, that road trip could have set the tone for the rest of the season because the Brewers are now in first place. They're, I believe they are 28-19. Yeah, they are 28-19 on the season, and they still got some stuff to do, though. I mean, they're still going to be playing some good ball clubs. They still got to prove some things. Really, though, a lot of things were on the road trip, especially. Everything kind of gelled together. The pitching was really good. The hitting was really good. I liked what I saw out of the bullpen, as we all have this season. The starting pitching was pretty good, except for a few spot starts here and there. Freddie Peralta's second start on it, or didn't really go as well as his first start did, and that was kind of disappointing. But I mean, he just got sent back down to AAA. Chase Anderson will make the start against the Diamondbacks at home tonight. But it was kind of disappointing to see Freddie Peralta have such a bad outing in the second time around. But I mean, he's still got a long ways to go. And I mean, as long as his big problem is the command. I think he walks a lot of batters. I think he walked like 7 or 8 batters in the start. In his second start against, I think it was the Twins, yeah, in the second game of the series. We still ended up winning that game, by the way. But yeah, I mean, he's got some kinks to work out in the minor leagues. I don't really know if he's MLB ready yet. I feel like his 12 or 13 strikeout performance against the Colorado Rockies was more of a aberration, I guess. I think it was a hint as to what he might be able to be, but I mean, the Rockies came into that game with no knowledge or scouting report on him at all, so I mean, they were kind of left helpless with his cutting fastball, which is really good, by the way. So it was a really good trip for the Brewers. And looking ahead, we've got the Diamondbacks, the Mets at home. I can't remember who we play after that. I really don't, and I wish I did, but I think it's all in all going to be a 10-game road trip, or a 10-game homestand, I should say. So we're going to be at home for a while, guys. And I'm going to the game on Thursday night, by the way. So that'll be fun, a lot of fun. I've actually never attended a Brewers night game, so I'm really looking forward to that. I usually go to the day games. We're not really big on going to night games, but I mean, it's going to be exciting. I really like going to night sporting events. Those are really fun. And I mean, I think the Brewers are putting themselves in a really good position for the rest of the year. And like I said, this road trip, that 7-3 road trip, could propel this team to even greater heights. I mean, we're putting ourselves in a position to control our own destiny at the end of the year. And I really like that. And we're beating teams that are going to be competing for the playoffs this year. So that's another positive. But I mean, all in all, just a fantastic road trip, a fantastic week for the Brewers. They only lost 2 games this week, one in Arizona and one in Minnesota, the last game of the series in Minnesota. Everything came together. It's just looking up for the Brewers right now, and they're at the top of the NL Central. I'm really looking forward to see how this team progresses as the season goes on. I'm hoping that they don't have their typical post All-Star break kind of slump. Because that's really the past few years, the Brewers have had really good first halves. Traditionally, the Brewers, we saw it in 2014, we saw it last year. They had a really good first half, and then they just completely fell off in the second half and ended up missing the playoffs. We got to be more consistent in the second half of the season, and obviously that's a little ways away, though. I mean, you still got a couple months before the All-Star break. Just continue to play good baseball, but, we got to... I really want this to be the year where we actually put it together, put 2 and 2 together, and play a full season like this. because if we do, then this could be a 90-plus win ball club, and that right now they're on pace for that. So we'll have to see what happens. There's a lot of talented hitters in this lineup. There's a lot of really good pitchers in this lineup, and we're gonna have Jimmy Nelson back too. We might even make a trade at the deadline. I mean, our pitching staff has been pretty good so far, and it's only going to get better. So I mean, things are looking up. Now the Cubs and the Cardinals, they're still right there with us, and I mean the Pirates haven't gone away yet either. So it's going to be a battle in the NL Central, and it might come down to the last month of the season, or even last week or last few days. Honestly, the way it's going right now, but honestly, if the Brewers just make the playoffs, I'd be pretty content with that, because I mean it's been a long time, and I just want to get there. That's the first step in this process. So, anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Obviously, we have a long ways to go before any of that happens. Right now, we're just going to be focusing on the week-to-week basis. But, I mean, they're putting themselves in a really good position for the rest of the year. So, anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Go Brewers!